Oh, hello. I am so glad you are here. Hi there. My name's John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree or the kids' room or the junk drawer or the garage, someplace. It's been in and out as we've been in shutdown, out of shutdown, in the sanctuary, unmasked, masked, all kinds of things. I am so glad you are with me in this journey, especially this last year. It's been, I don't have to tell you, but I'm so glad you're here. This is for the Narrative Lectionary, and we're still in the series of the sacraments. And looking at the commentary that Rolf Jacobson has provided on the Working Preacher site, and I love how he has basically opened up a space for us, and that's really kind of the theme throughout this is a creating space, and who does God welcome into this space, and so he's exploring that more around the Lord's Supper and using the text out of 1 Samuel chapter 21 and then Mark, the Lord's Supper, out of 14, Mark chapter 14, verses 12 to 25. I have that right behind there, as you could probably tell. What? Anyway, and ultimately it's like Rolf kind of takes the idea of the Lord's Supper and expands it to who is welcome in this space, who is welcome around this table, who's the Sabbath for, or what was the Sabbath created for? And that whole idea that Sabbath was created for humans and not humans for the Sabbath. And this idea that I'm taking it, this is the springboard where I'm going with this, is that I've got a nice looking cup. I got this from our church kitchen, and it's the nice punch cups where, yes, we're going to have tea, or punch, or so where it's the nice stuff, and then we've got the paper plate, and the juxtaposition of the two, that it's the Lord's Supper. Hey, it's the picnic, and it's the bread, it's the feeding of the 5,000, it's 12 people that probably wouldn't have been seen together and are called together around the table. It's people from all walks of life that God is calling to, and Jesus is pulling around this table. It's this idea that when we are gathered as a family, and there's that big table, but over in the corner there's the kids' table. You know the kids' table, the card table that you had to put actually a deck of cards underneath one of the legs so it would stop shaking. How God invites us all around that kids' table, that we are all children of God, and we are all called to partake in that meal because God loves us, and that's why we are gathered around this meal. That this bread and this wine, or bread and grape juice, this meal was created for you and me, pulled together as God pours out God's grace, and that we are all welcome around this table. I always say it when at communion, when I say, this table is not Zion. I serve Zion Lutheran. This table is not Zion Lutheran's table. This is not the Lutheran table. This is Christ's table, and you are all welcome here. And if you're wondering, do I mean you? Yes, I mean you. And that is the idea that this here could be serving the meal of God, and this here could be serving the Last Supper. So that's the springboard I'm going. I actually kind of got preaching there for a moment. So, but that's the springboard, that we are all welcome, and using the finest china, or your picnic plate, your paper plate that you are, and how God is in with and under. Christ is in with and under this bread and this meal, and it's for you and me. So blessings be on you, and and during this time of we're remasked up in our worship services and trying to keep one another safe and loving our neighbors by that way. It's I've got pandemic fatigue, as I'm sure you probably do as well. So blessings be on you. May you find time to rest, take care of yourself, and know that God's peace is on you. So blessings. We will see you next week.